She met with all the parents one by one, collecting money from them and promising that she would give personal attention to their children. Now, Elizabeth is only $2,000 short of the cost of her breast augmentation surgery. As the days go by and she continues to irresponsibly show movies in class every day, completely neglecting her students, Elizabeth also rejects the advances of Russell, the fitness instructor. Nevertheless, she develops a friendship with him. Amy, on the other hand, begins to make a pass at the rich and handsome Scott. The two became close and were always together, which made Elizabeth very jealous. One day, she learns from her best friend Lynn that whoever can get the best scores from their students on the upcoming state exams will win a cash prize of $5,000. So, starting the next day, she started coming to class early, which startled her students. She even became very strict. However, it still wasn't enough to get them to pass the upcoming state exam, which was just a few days away. Desperate to win the $5,000 prize, Elizabeth decided to get the questions for the test herself. That night, she approaches a state university professor named Carl, who is in charge of preparing and distributing the test questions. They struck up a conversation and Carl took her to his office. When he turned around, Elizabeth drugged his drink, and Carl drank the whole thing and passed out. When the test results come in, all of Elizabeth's students pass their exams with test scores, and she wins a bonus. This finally gave her enough money to get the surgery. So she immediately went to the clinic and made an appointment for the surgery. The following week, the school was taking all the students on a trip and the people in charge would be Scott and Amy. When Elizabeth learns of this, she comes up with a cunning plan. As expected, the next day Amy's face is covered with a red rash. She is allergic and the principal, fearing that it will spread to the students, appoints Elizabeth to be in charge of the students instead. Elizabeth makes the most of the opportunity and becomes close to Scott. They even have secret dry hump elsewhere that night. A jealous Amy begins to look for a reason to expel Elizabeth from school. She went to her class and tried to look through her desk, but the drawers were locked. She then switched Elizabeth's desk. Amy accuses Elizabeth of cheating on a test. This time, the principal believed her, but also said that unless Carl admitted to the incident, he would have no choice but to fire Elizabeth. So that same day, Amy approached Carl in his office and asked him to confess everything and warned him that if he didn't, she would expose all his wrongdoings in public. Elizabeth gets along well with the students as she travels with them. She even helps a bullied boy become popular by providing him with underwear. When Russell sees this, he is impressed with her. Their romantic conversation is rudely interrupted when Amy arrives on the scene and taunts Elizabeth that she will soon be arrested. When Carl receives the package and opens it, he finds several nude photos of him, apparently taken by Elizabeth while he was unconscious. Now she asks him to make a false confession, and in return she will keep his photos a secret. This puts Carl in a difficult position, as both ladies are blackmailing him with their demands. Elizabeth then comes forward on her own, claiming that someone at the school is using anesthetics in the classroom. As a result of Elizabeth's claims, several police officers storm the school and begin searching all the desks. When it was Amy's turn, the narcotics were discovered and she was immediately taken into custody. This finally ends the war between the girls. Elizabeth arrives at the dugout to find Russell, and Elizabeth knows her heart. But surprisingly, she rejects him, and Elizabeth says she already has a smart, fit, and handsome man in her life. Elizabeth also canceled her breast augmentation because she was no longer interested in attracting rich men. The movie ends with Elizabeth promising to be a serious teacher from now on and help her students excel. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like. It really helps the channel. Thank you for watching.